Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Orange County Funding Corporation meeting for August 19th, 2026. I'd like to call the meeting to order and ask everybody to stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please, Bill.
Jeffrey Chris.
Here.
Dean Tamburri.
Here.
Lee Benton.
Here.
Linda Muller.
Here.
Mark Green.
Here.
Giovanni Palladino.
Here.
And Dr. Vincent Odock.
Yeah.
7 of 7 members here. For staff, Bill Fioravanti, Kelly Riley, Marty Barras, Mason Bobadilla on audiovisual. Our general counsel, Rudy Zoda is here. Our state monitor, Brian Sandvidge. And we have a number of guests. A gentleman that will be speaking, James DeLong, the executive director of the Orange County Land Trust. We have County Legislator Virginia Scott, and then 5 other members of the public, Leslie Haynes, Fern Lax, Julie Patterson, Rosemary Salamando, and Michael Martin. That, I believe, is everybody.
You covered staff, right?
I did.
Yep. We do have proof of notice in our meeting packet on page 2 for this meeting. First item on the agenda is the consideration for the directors' meeting from June 24th, 2026. Would anyone care to make a motion to accept those?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Giovanni, thank you. Second, Dean. Any additions, corrections, comments? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Those minutes are carried. Moving right into the financials, our Finance Committee Chair, Mark Green, please.
Really for the FC, as most of you were here, very little to talk about. We have no new business coming in, our normal management fee going to the IDA. We did roll a CD that is now another 9 months that will mature in March of next year. And that really is all I have to say today, sir.
Questions for Mark? And that covered both June and July financials and payables. And we did just have a Finance Committee meeting a few minutes ago. Would anyone care to make a motion on those?
So moved.
By Lee, thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Linda. Other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Motion carried on the financials. Moving on to floating holidays, Bill?
Yes, when we revised our personnel policy and handbook last year, we had about 14 paid holidays following the county's calendar. And there are 2 days that fall in the middle of the week, or potentially could be. That's Veterans Day and Lincoln's birthday. And I was just proposing that staff be allowed to float those days, so they take those days in lieu of that actual holiday. They can work on that day, keep the office open, and then take off another day tied to a vacation, end of the week, whatever it might be. And governance, I'm gonna ask the chairwoman, but governance was supportive.
The recommendation from the governance committee was to approve the change to have Lincoln's birthday and Veterans Day as floating holidays.
Everybody good with that? Understand it? We should take action on that
Yes.
Yes.
at a board level. Would anyone care to make a motion to approve that
I'll make the
recommendation by Giovanni?
Second.
Second by Mark. Thank you. Other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Orange County Land Trust. Bill?
Yes, I don't want to steal his thunder, but Mr. James DeLong is here, Executive Director of the Orange County Land Trust. They do wonderful work preserving open space and including farmland protection, and he has a very unique opportunity for the IDA, in this case for OCFC.
Yeah, I think so.
Welcome, Jim. Good to see you.
I've got it.
Nice to be here.
I'm good here.
Good. So just a little history about the organization, which is, you already know, that we were created in
Thank you.
'93 by the then county exec, Lou Mills. And since that time, we've protected about 8,000 acres of land. And 21 farms. And that's really what this conversation is about today, is a program that we're starting to use, which comes out of USDA. And it's called the ALE program. And that program provides for, I guess I should explain how we do this, which is we place conservation easements on a farm. And that easement is a legal instrument that, first of all, we're buying the development rights to the property. And this conservation easement is something that we work with the farmer on. We kind of land plan his property or her property in perpetuity. This is what we're going to do here. This is what you want to see there. And this instrument then goes on the land, and it is, again, placed there in perpetuity. Our job is to go there on an annual basis and make sure that everything that individual wanted to see on the land remains, that there's no encroachments, that there's no buildings being built on sensitive areas. That's kind of our job. And that's an expensive undertaking. New York State has a program that we use, and in that program, we receive 50% of the value of the conservation easement, along with all those costs associated with carrying out the project, the survey costs, the appraisal costs, the title costs. And then we go to Orange County to their open space fund, and they put up 50%. We go to closing, the easement is placed on the land. With this USDA program, they're putting up 50% of the value of the conservation easement. Again, the county's coming up with the other 50%. But there's no means or methods or availability of any funding through the federal program for all those costs associated with closing the easement. And that can approach $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. And so why I'm here today is because of a lunch conversation we had with Bill. I had it with Bill about, is there a possibility of partnering with the IDA or the LDC, and you're putting funding in to make up that difference? Because right now it's the farmer that has to put in that $50,000 or $60,000 to do the transaction. And for a lot of farms, that's enough to say, no, I'm not going to do this. So this would provide an incentive for folks to protect more land. And it basically comes down to that. There is one point that Bill brought up at our lunch, which is very important, and that is, Bill said, I don't want to be at risk. Okay, understood. So what we would do is the land trust would kind of front all those costs associated with that transaction. We'll pay for the survey, we'll pay for the appraisal. We'll go to closing, we'll file the easement with the county clerk. Now it is a done deal. And then we'd come back to you for reimbursement. So, given my 5 minutes, I think that's about all I have to say, unless there's any questions from anyone.
I have a number of questions.
Sure.
First and foremost, as any, I assume, but that's why I'm asking, this preservation, so this land would not be used for new homes or apartments or anything like that?
So, first of all, it's voluntary. So the landowner comes to us and says, I want to protect this land. I don't want to see houses on this. I don't want to see Dollar General, okay? And so we, again, sit down at the kitchen table with them and say, okay, which portion of this land would you like to see developed, or do you want to see developed? Sometimes they'll come back and say, well, I have a couple of grandchildren. I'd like this area over here left available for building, or for whatever purpose. So, but once the easement is on it, that's it, it's done.
So your goal is then to prevent building on this property?
On farmland.
Okay, so.
Yes.
And I have no problem with that, other than getting constantly bombarded that we're not doing enough for housing in Orange County. So I'm with you, I'm
Yeah.
doing that too, but
And
you're
we're-
not getting yelled at for it.
I'm not hollering, not yet. We have that same issue, and so we're involved with a number of regional land trusts, and looking at that very issue. Is there a way to preserve land while at the same time taking a piece of that and providing housing? So I can't answer the question, I'm, sorry.
I understand that, no one in the state can
It's a
answer
tough one,
questions.
it's a tough one.
So let me ask you this, what is your amount of money that you want to be
So-
allocated?
So this year, we have,
Excuse me.
Yep.
Folks, this is an open meeting, you're more than welcome,
sorry.
but you're not here to be disruptive. So please, go ahead, sir.
I would expect that, we have one project that's an ALE, which is the federal one right now, that was just approved about 2 weeks ago. That's gonna take at least a year between the attorneys looking at it and doing this and that. So I would expect that perhaps at the end of 2027, maybe the beginning of '28, we would be looking for, I can't tell you right now because I don't know how much the appraisal, the
Ballpark.
survey is going to be. I would say typically our deals are like somewhere between 40 and 60,000, depending on the acreage.
And when would you, is this just an intro, or are you expecting some sort of commitment from us?
I think this is a conversation, I'm,
Then my side of this conversation is that the Orange County Funding Corp is in dire straits. And you just need to understand that, and everyone that comes here needs to understand that a law has just been passed that the government appointed by James Goofus, overseer, can now charge us $250,000 a year. We're gonna be out of business in 3 years unless we can generate some revenue.
I understand, and, I'm only looking for partnership. And one of the things that excites me about having this conversation and being here today is this would be unique in New York State. This would be the first time that an IDA would actually be involved in land conservation. And I understand your issue. We've been there too. Thankfully, we
No,
got
you
through
haven't.
it,
No, you
But
haven't.
no,
Not quite the same.
Not the
I
same.
have other issues that I could talk about, yeah. But, I understand, it's appreciated.
I think in this case, Jim, you're making an initial conversation about the ask for this one project. Is that correct?
Yes, and I would hope that if we're successful and we're good at what we do, that there would be other opportunities.
Mm.
Again, we have one project. Yeah, we have one project. at this
Future
point.
projects, though, might be impacted by what the financial position of the funding corp is.
Absolutely.
And that gives us some protection. We're not overextending.
Just having this conversation,
Mhm.
for a land conservation organization to be in a room like this, for me, it's an honor. You had nothing to do with that.
Jim, I have just one
Sure.
question. You said previous to your coming here that the landowner would be responsible
Yes.
for all the closing costs. So
Right.
we're taking the burden off of
The
the
farmer.
farmer. Is there a chance that we could partner with the farmer for the closing costs? Is this an all or nothing sum game?
Absolutely not. We may, we may be in there too. It's called, keeping money in the dirt. So, it's a conversation.
Okay.
I just happen to be in the middle of the room as opposed to sitting at a table and having it.
Dean.
So Jim, so the farmer, right, he would still own the property? It would still
Absolutely.
be his?
Still owns it.
Okay.
And this is something I don't understand. The taxes, the real estate taxes do not diminish as a result of this, even though the development rights have been taken away, they pay the same amount in taxes. Yes, he continues telling it.
Yeah. Did you see the other ideas in similar activities, or this is the first idea that is taken on this?
I think this would be the first one.
Yeah,
Drew.
this would be the first one in the state of New York that I know of.
It actually wouldn't be the IDA, that would be the OCFC.
Yeah. Any comment, Siobhan?
I mean, I'm all for land preservation and protecting farms, it's our future, no farm, no food. My question is, how does that really fit in, Bill? It's a question for you, and I'm not saying you need the answer today, but how does that fit into an agency that is geared, whose mission is to create development? We're taking development away.
Isn't it also to maintain industries?
Well, I mean, it is and it isn't. I mean, in the sense that, you know, one of our primary goals is to create opportunities for jobs and growth, right, create a tax base. I'm not saying I'm against it or for, it's a question, that's something I think you need to understand and
Sure,
help.
it's a different take, that's for sure. It's not our core mission, no doubt about it, but it's provides some balance to what we do in supporting agriculture as an important industry, or, you know, one of our
Let me ask a
core
question.
industries.
Is there a farmer in the room? Oh, we have a farmer.
Yeah.
How many people do you employ?
During harvest, just over 200.
And how many ancillary businesses depend upon you in Orange County that would be having serious issues but for agriculture?
A big number, I could hardly guess.
No, but we did for you.
Oh, okay.
And that is, you know, that number is, whatever it is, I can't read it upside down. But that's maintaining jobs, right?
What percentage of the overall land that you've preserved is actual farms? How much of it is just open space for woods? That's not developed.
It's a good question, and I asked my staff that earlier, and they came back with something, and that was, we've preserved 2,000 acres,
Okay.
but more importantly, that's 21 farms. If it was upstate, those farms, some are 2,000 acres, you know? So, but it's 21 farms.
Lee, anything? Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm very familiar with the land trust, because as legislator, for so many years, we worked together many, many times. Again, for industry and such, some of these farms that are saved can be made into county parks, just like Sugarloaf. And so it may not be actual farm producing crops, but it is at least open space. And if it's created into a park, people who are involved with industry at other projects can, you know, find recreation at these type of places, and they do a great job. And again, it just kills me that you see lots of farms are now solar farms rather than being, you know, helped to be preserved, because again, we're purchasing the development rights. So that means we're paying for the value of whatever the future development figured costs could possibly be in the future for them to either A, still maintain a farm and grow crops, or simply keep it as open space and green area as the family owns it at that time. So it's a unique idea, and sounds like it'd be fun to do.
Bill, would you or Rudy want to comment on why it's the funding corp that would maybe have this opportunity and not the IDA?
I'll let Rudy explain that,
Yep.
sure.
Yes, first of all, they're not seeking any of the benefits that the IDA typically provides: mortgage tax, sales tax, pilot payments. And when we reviewed this, we felt that this wasn't something that would be proper for the IDA. It is more suitable for the OCFC, similar to perhaps the generator
Yeah.
for the food bank that was done a year or two ago. But it certainly fosters furthering the economy of the county, and it could be farmland. I don't know if it's possible it could be agro, tourism also, but it would be in line with the OCFC and not the IDA.
Thank you, that helps. We can table this discussion for future. I don't know if, Bill, do you have any kind of wrap-up comments
I
here,
don't,
what
I
the
just want to
options
ask
are?
any sense of deal flow, how many you would anticipate happening in a year, for example, so we get a little.
Yeah, we're talking about one particular program.
Right.
So I'm gonna say 1 to 2 at the most. But most of it's really, most of the deals that we do are the New York State deal. So I do wanna say one thing, not that I'm pushing this right now, I'm not. But at some point, as part of the closing process, there needs to be an identification of where the money's coming from in order to get to that closing. We're nowhere close to that now, and I don't know what that timeline is. It's not next month.
But you have an ALE, a federal ALE in the pipeline that
We do.
you need
It's a
funding for
farm-
late
it's a-
'27?
That's what I'm thinking. It's a farm in Goshen. That farm grows hay, which supports a dairy operation, as I understand.
So I think we do have time, but
Yeah,
not sure if it's the pleasure of the board to
I can walk away, and you didn't say no. I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Sir,
You did.
Well, sir, I just want to
It's
I
too
just
early
want to
to
make
do
sure
anything automatic.
that I'm perfectly clear on something.
Understand.
My first job was a farm. I live in a former dairy barn. I don't want neighbors. I think preserving our farmland is the utmost importance. Unfortunately, sir, you need to recognize that the politicians in this county have forced this hand and created a situation where we can't go rattle the taxpayer tree and tax people. We don't have that. So we only have money going out. And now with this new burden that the lawmakers made, and sadly, something as worthy as what you want to do is in jeopardy from getting funding from us, because it's just fiscally irresponsible to do it.
So,
I
Mr. Chair,
understand.
I think we've started to have a conversation with Jim. I think there's the question about shared expenses is on the table, if we could follow up with that and see if that's a possibility to our chair of the finance committee, which of course he should be talking about our finances. I'd ask that we would just continue the conversation and see if we can draw up a workable plan to present to the board.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Makes sense. Any other closing comments? Sound good?
Yeah, just one more comment. It just makes more sense for this, because it actually helps the farmer, as it gives the farmer more money rather than the farmer forking out the $40,000 or $60,000. So it may make them more willing to sell in the future as well.
That's correct.
Because they get more money for their development
Yeah,
rights.
sure.
And they make out over a lifetime.
Sounds good.
Well, again, thank you, this was fun for me.
Thanks for being here, Jim. Door's not closed.
Appreciate it.
Last item on our agenda under old business is the 2026 goals proposed. Bill, please.
Yes, so let me hand these out. We did talk about these last month. We kind of tabled it because in June, because the board wanted to table it and consider it a little further. Get a couple more.
I have
Take
one.
one and pass it down. So I'll just review what they are. I won't go into depth since I did last time. But one is site analysis, engaging a consultant to update our shovel-ready site analysis and ranking, outline strategic opportunities for property acquisition, and bring specific investment opportunity to the board for consideration. So that's really moving forward with the site analysis component of our shovel-ready. Grant management, follow up on our success with initial EPA assessment grant by applying for more EPA funding for additional assessments, and EPA DEC planning and cleanup grants to advance strategic sites. We've made tremendous progress with our EPA grant, and this would be making sure that we continue that and apply for subsequent grants that would allow us to take sites to the next stage. Board development, we do have Dr. Odak retiring this year, so we want to develop a pipeline with strong prospective new members and position one or more for nomination by the OC legislature. Next is bonds for OCFC. Development, execute a formal plan to promote both taxable and tax-exempt bond programs and drive new applications. In housing, promote this new component of the agency's UTEP and drive new housing applications to the IDA, so making that a priority. And most of these are in progress right now, but we still
Yes.
wanted to kind of codify them as our goals, overarching goals for the year.
Comments, thoughts? They're fairly basic, but I think have some very important themes. Includes the housing component, which is becoming more prominent as the need seems to obviously build.
And they'll carry into 27 anyway.
Yes, we can revise it anytime, but would anyone care to make a motion to adopt these?
I'll make the motion.
Dean, thank you. Second?
Second.
Second by Lee. Other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you on
Yes,
those.
thank you.
Anything else for today's OCFC
No, sir.
board meeting? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn, please. Motion. Dean, thank you. Second, Giovanni. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. We're adjourned at 5:28 PM on August 19th. Thank you, everybody. We'll move into our Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Orange County Industrial Development Agency Board Meeting for August 19th, 2026. I would say the time is 5:29 PM on this date. I'd ask for a roll call, please.
Sure. Jeffrey Christ.
Here.
Dean Tamburri.
Here.
Lee Benton.
Here.
Linda Muller.
Here.
Mark Green.
Here.
Giovanni Palladino.
Here.
Dr. Vincent Odak.
Here.
7 members. Also staff present, Bill Fioravanti, Kelly Riley, Marty Barras, Mason Bobadilla on audiovisual. Our general counsel Rudy Zoda is here, our state monitor Brian Sandvidge, and we have a number of guests. We have Mr. DeLon is gone, but we have Mr. Michael Jeremias from Allstate Development Corporation. We have County Legislator Virginia Scott, and then 5 members of the public, Leslie Haynes, Fern Lax, Julie Patterson, Rosemary Solomando, and Michael Martin.
Beautiful. Thanks so much. I'll draw attention to the notice for this meeting on page 3, duly processed. And our next agenda item is page 4, the board minutes from June 24th, 2026. The board has had those for a few days now. I would ask for a motion to accept those minutes, please. Motion by Doc Odak, thank you. A second to that motion.
Second.
Linda does the second. Corrections, additions, anybody have a concern? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The minutes are approved. Moving on to my chairman's report. I'll keep it pretty short since we have quite a bit to discuss. A number of things I participated in are included in the CEO report for our president. And I'd like to just mention the ABG meeting, a component of the Orange County Partnership meeting last week concerning the electrical grid, and I think Bill was at his as well. The CEOs of Central Hudson and Orange and Rockland participated in a panel along with a couple other energy people. It was very well done, and there's a lot of evaluation how we manage the grid with demand versus supply, the margin of extra during peaks is getting very short. So it was a good meeting. I can fill anybody in a little more if they like at a later time. I'd like to suggest we move on to the CEO report, and Bill's got a detailed report. Thank you for doing that, Bill.
Sure. Just a few items that I did not, were not in my written report. We are currently doing a trial for a software platform called CivicServe. We had a presentation a couple of months ago. It's a pretty comprehensive software platform that allows us to automate some processes of ours, incorporate a lot of ancients' recommendations, and providing some prompting and reminders and moving responsibilities, assignment responsibilities to different members of the staff and board. We have a free trial until October, so we're looking to try it, and we are right now transitioning, putting some of our files in on projects, on policies, etc., so that we can give it a good trial before before October comes, the end of October. So that's interesting. I'll try and share more of that so you're more, get a sense of exactly what that'll be like. I attended the Summer IDA Academy, New York State EDCs, up in Clifton Park last month. They talked about the CLCPA, some of the downfalls of the Climate Protection Act. There was a training from the authority's budget office, so that was good to have a director from the ABO presenting that, and of course connecting with a lot of our colleagues about various issues that we're dealing with. Also, one of the things you saw on the goals list, we are planning a bonds promotion event in November. It looks like we're on for November 17th at Mount St. Mary College. We got a better deal there to hold that. Been working with Linda and with our bond counsel, Dan Birmingham, looking to promote the issuance of tax-exempt and taxable bonds. It's something that's been very light since most of our time here. So we're looking to promote that and invite CPAs, attorneys, nonprofits, other commercial real estate brokers, other members of the public to help promote that. So that's important, and it'll be a great event on the 17th of November. Let's see, lastly, two last things. We had an intern here, Mr. Ethan Dubner, and he did graduate out of the IDA, and he got a full-time job at Orange Bank and Trust, so he did a great job for us, and he has a full-time job. This is his second week he's in right now, so I want to let you know that. And last but certainly not least, just yesterday, we received a letter from Amazon and Scanel, a request for deviation from our UTEP for a 10-year pilot for their fulfillment center, that would be e-commerce fulfillment center that is planned for the town of Waiwayanda. So they are requesting a 10-year pilot, and they provide a schedule here. I'd like to take one and hand that down, please. Rudy, one for you and Dr. Oda. Brian has one. So Brian and I discussed this, and he recommended that we have a public hearing. We hold another public hearing. We're not required.
Do you have another one?
Oh, yes.
One more.
Yes. We're not required to do so, but Brian's suggestion was that for transparency's sake and the sake of the public, and I don't disagree with him. So we're going to hold another public hearing. We're aiming for Thursday, September 10th. It's not final yet. We looked to hold it in the middle school as we did last time. It was a good venue for it, and we are looking to do it in the evening so that everyone is available. But Thursday, September 10th is the tentative date right now, and we'll provide more details. This letter will be posted to the Amazon folder on our projects page of our website, and any other information will be available for you.
Questions for Bill?
No. The last page, I think not the last page, indicated here, completed sexual harassment in the workplace training online on August 6th.
Correct.
Now, you went through that, or?
I did. All three staff members did. Actually, Kelly and myself, as supervisors, completed that training online.
Is it expected also from board members to attend?
Yes. Last year, we opened the portal up so that you could take it, and we'll be sending it out so that board members can take it through our it's not Ethan Allen anymore. What do they call it? GNA?
Something like GNA partners or something.
Right,
like that.
exactly. So yes, that'll be available to board members through their portal.
And if board members have already taken that training through their employer,
Yeah.
that would be counted as
Yes, if they
completion.
provide some proof of that, absolutely.
Thank you for that report, Bill.
Thank you.
I'd like to adjust the sequence of our agenda and move down to the Silver Lake Bridge authorizing resolution. That starts on page 12 of our packet. Bill and Rudy.
Sure, I'll start if I can. First of all, Mr. Michael Jeremias is here. You remember him from when he appeared in May. He has a 124-unit housing project in the town of Wallkill. Would you say it's in the Scotchtown area?
Yes.
Say right, the Scotchtown area. I will add that because of the new prevailing wage law, Mr. Jeremias has requested that he's relinquished his request for a pilot, and he's just asking. Yes, unfortunately, it's definitely not, doesn't help his project, but he could not afford prevailing wage, so he's just requesting sales tax exemption and mortgage recording tax exemption. We did hold a public hearing for this in May. We had no attendees at that public hearing, and we received no written comment, which is somewhat unusual, but we held it in the town of Wallkill, and there was no members of the public that attended that. What you have in front of you, I have an excerpt from our UTEP right here, which first of all shows the housing page and the considerations for those types of projects, and then also a copy of the project approval. The next 2 pages are the project approval process, so it just highlights the various considerations that you must make when you're considering this type of project for approval. The last item on there is a cost-benefit analysis, and I've also reprinted that so you have it here. And you see a local benefit to cost ratio of 109 to 1 and a state benefit to cost of 4 to 1. So that is included. So everyone should have a copy of that. And
It's in this
Mr.
stuff that was
Jeremias is in front of us for your consideration of final authorization on the STE and MRTE incentives.
Anything to add, Rudy?
No, I think Bill went through it. The applicant is requesting an exemption on a mortgage tax recording fee based on a $32 million mortgage approximately, as well as sales tax benefits for expenditures of up to $11,950,000.
Questions, comments? I think we're at a point, we're prepared for a motion to approve
Yes, if the
from a legal standpoint.
board is ready.
I've been through all the steps. And this is again, a positive for housing.
One other thing I should add that I failed to, the requirement for affordability is built into our UTEP for housing. However, it's tied to the pilot. So when he's not requesting a pilot, you do not have the affordability requirement for our UTEP currently.
Good point.
So it will be 124 units at market rate.
No, excuse me.
No, please.
We have it in the approvals, we have the difference is 80% AMI.
That's
We
right.
have 10%.
You have local
80 AMI
requirements.
versus 60 AMI. So we do have some affordable
Okay, thank you.
units.
Thank you for clarifying.
Would anyone care to make a motion here?
Motion?
Mark? In favor of accepting the resolution, I assume?
Yes.
Good. Second to that motion? Dean, thank you. Other discussion?
I would have one question. Is the housing available to anyone in Orange County?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you.
And this needs to be a roll call vote, I believe, Bill, Rudy.
Yes.
Would you carry out that vote, please?
Sure. Jeffrey Christ,
In favor?
Dean Tamburri,
Yes.
Lee Benton,
No.
Linda Muller,
Yes.
Mark Green,
Yes.
Giovanni Palladino,
Yes.
Dr. Vincent O'Donnell.
Yes.
6 ayes.
Okay.
Nay.
Motion
Motion
carried. Thank you, everybody, for that. And moving on to the
Thank you
next
very
item.
much.
Thank you, sir. We'll be in
Good to
touch.
see you. Good luck.
Okay, I'm closing. Thanks very much. Good luck.
Moving back up to our committee reports, beginning with finance, please, Mark.
Again, as many of you were here, really, it's been a quiet 2 months. We did have a CD that turned over, so, we earned 137,000 plus on that, and that has since rolled over. The brownfields, again, is a wash, money coming in, money coming out, but brownfields continues to be something that benefits all of Orange County. Other than that, there really was very little out of the norm to discuss.
Very good. And payables you covered there too?
Payables, again, everything is rather in line. And there's really, again, nothing outstanding that I need to point out that I
Echo.
think so.
Thank you, Mark. I would like to jump down and while we've got the finance teed up, ask for a motion on the June and July 2026 payables as well as the financials. Would anyone care to make a motion to
I'll make
approve
a motion.
those? Giovanni, thank you.
I'll second.
Second by Linda. Other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. And back up to you, Linda, please. Governments.
If I could, I'm just going to defer until we get to new business because the UTEP, the ancient recommendations, fee schedule, and floating holidays, are all things that we have to take an action on.
Okay, let's, we'll jump right to those. The
Okay.
new business. Do you want Bill to handle those?
I'll
Or
do some.
You'll do some? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
You want to do the,
No.
you have him do the UTEP recommendation.
Okay. Would you do UTEP
Yes,
recommendation?
yes. So let's go to page 21 in your packet. Again, that's on the bottom right. This is a copy of our UTEP. This is just an excerpt, page 4. Over the spring, we discussed a number of potential policy enhancements related to a number of issues. Thank you. And we did not pass them at the time, but we're still considering them. And there's one that's in front of you now, which we've talked about, which is limiting warehouse pilots for warehouses to simply a 485B equivalent. Unless the affected taxing jurisdictions have opted out of 485B, then it would not be available there, and no pilot whatsoever would be available for warehouses. But going forward, once this is adopted, which is not adopted now, we'll do a public hearing for this UTEP change and bring it back before the board. But we would not issue pilots for warehouses going forward after the adoption date. So that is in your, it's on page 21, you see it highlighted there. It's that section that we've added specific to warehouse pilots and 45B equivalent.
I'd like to just clarify that a little bit. If a project is in multiple taxing jurisdictions, a village, a town, a school district, and one of those entities has opted out of the 485B, they couldn't get that tax abatement for that taxing jurisdiction, but they could still get an abatement for the other taxing jurisdictions if they haven't opted out. So you might be able to get your abatement on the village tax and the town tax, but not on the school tax.
Make sense?
Yes.
Very good. I don't know where Bill went. I believe we're prepared to take action on that. Rudy?
I believe it requires,
Or we gotta, the date? Yeah. What?
Sorry, is the question?
Yeah, when would we consider action on the UTEP amendment?
We would probably do it in September or October.
Okay, got it.
Depends on when we schedule a hearing to.
Oh, okay, that requires a hearing.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Let's see.
got it. Any other questions on UTEP?
I also want to point out with the UTEP that the proposal is to make that change and to accept no new applications from any warehouses in the interim until that change is made.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to ancient recommendations.
Yes.
Linda?
I'll take that. It's page 20 of your packet. You need a magnifying glass to read this. It's really small, so I'm going to go through them one by one. We had a very long discussion. I want to thank Brian and Rudy for their answering all of our questions. And so here we go. So the first one, dated October 24th, we accept the recommendation. On the second one, regarding the hotline for fraud and reporting mechanisms. We're going to take a little bit more time to try and figure out the mechanics and how we're not comfortable with the outcomes of an anonymous call. So we're gonna go back and do a little bit more work on that one before we recommend acceptance. The third one, we recommend acceptance. The fourth one, we recommend acceptance. The fifth one, we recommend acceptance. The sixth one, we recommend acceptance. The seventh, we recommend acceptance. The eighth, we recommend acceptance. The ninth, we recommend acceptance, and we're gonna ask that the audit committee does some work with ensuring that veterans are encouraged to apply. The next, we accept the recommendation. The next, we accept recommendation. We're now on to the recapture policy. We're going to relook and bring back at our October 1st. This is specifically about Glen Arden, and we don't want to do anything to disrupt the sale and the ability for the municipalities to receive the dollars that are due them. So we believe that there will be a closing on Glen Arden on September 30th, which would close it out October 1st, and then we would bring it back at the October meeting. On the next, we accept the recommendation. The next, we accept the recommendation. The next, we accept the recommendation. And the last one, we recommend the recommendation, and we'll work to do some additional policies regarding that. That is the report, and I would suggest that those that we said we would accept the recommendations, that those be approved by the board.
Very good. Questions for Linda?
Please.
Thank you for being efficient.
Yes.
I have my ways.
Would anyone care to make a motion to approve the items that Linda communicated the committee recommended adoption?
Mr. Chairman, can I also ask
Yes.
if Mr. Sandwiches were on the same page? Everything was good? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yep.
Good thought.
Thanks.
Oh, motion? Okay, thank you. Second to that motion?
I'll say.
Dean? And this is to have board approval of the recommended adoptions from the committee on the ancient recommendations. Other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Motion carried. Fee schedule.
I'm gonna punt that over to Bill.
Okay.
Yes, before that, I think, I'm sorry, I left the room and I think we missed one thing back on the UTEP resolution, or UTEP amendment. We actually have a resolution on page 22 of your packet. And I'd like to follow it, and if we could, I'd like to do the vote via roll call on that so that we can complete the resolution properly. Is that okay, Rudy?
Yes.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
I thought you just said we needed a public hearing. Or this is just to tee up the public hearing.
Good question, Rudy. Is this written, should this be approved down the road, or is for this evening?
This is authorizing revising it, and then we would have to present that for a public hearing.
And then back to the board, present it to the board again for final approval, final
Yes.
adoption. Okay. Could we take another
Yes,
roll call vote?
absolutely. Do we need a motion first?
Yes,
We should have another motion, right?
Yep, thank you.
we didn't have one.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Would anyone care to do a motion for the resolution to tee up the UTEP changes?
So moved.
Thank you, Lee. Second to that motion?
Second.
Dean, thank you. Roll call, please.
Jeffrey Christ.
Bill. In favor?
Dean Tamburri,
Yes.
Dr. Vincent Odock,
Yes.
Mark Green,
Yes.
Giovanni Palladino,
Yes.
Lee Benton,
Yes.
Linda Muller.
Yes.
All right, seven ayes.
Motion carried.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for catching that, Bill. Fee schedule, please.
Okay.
Who's going?
I'll go.
You go?
Sure. Members of governance have this in front of them. This excerpt from our fee schedule. I'm going to set a couple of down though from Mr. Green and Mr. Benton. I don't think have it. Got it in front of you. Brian's got it. Dr. Odock has it. So this fee. When we last revised our fee schedule, we lowered our fee cost for sales tax exemption benefits. We did that because we were trying to make it easier for, frankly, the little guy who was out there using the 485B as of right pilot, which we don't issue, but it's as of right through your local municipality, and allowing them to pay less for sales tax exemption benefit. We're trying to make it a little more user-friendly. Well, now with the prevailing wage law that's in the new monitor law, the sales tax exemption is probably our primary benefit we're able to offer. So the fee needs to be commensurate with it, and it needs to be reasonable. So I'm actually looking to revert it back to what the policy was for many years, where it's 10% of the sales tax exemption benefit amount. That's what our fee is, 10% of that, as opposed to, you see the red line version of this, blue line today. And it's just looking to go back to what we were, because it really, and I did an example where the difference for a current project we have seeking sales tax exemption, right now the fee would be about $30,000 and it would go up to $90,000 on a $900,000 benefit. It's much more in line. And I did check with other IDAs, and there are a number, including the Town of Montgomery IDA, that use 10% of the sales tax exemption benefit amount. So just looking to revert to what our prior fee was for SDE. That's it.
And governance recommended adoption by the board.
They
Yes,
did.
we did.
We discussed it at length, and it was recommended.
Would anyone care to make a motion to adopt this new fee schedule? Mark, second by Giovanni. Other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Thank you. Floating holidays.
Floating holidays, as we discussed at the Funding Corporation, we have a list of all the holidays that are approved for our employees. The request was to take Lincoln's birthday and Veterans Day and allow them to become a floating holiday, which would keep the office open, and they could staff could take a day off someplace else. Recommendation from the governance committee is to approve that change to make 2 floating holidays, and I bring it before the board for your consideration.
So that means, so that means we are open for those days.
We will potentially be open, should
Correct.
everybody decide to change it, not take the day off. It's in the middle of the week, could be.
Which I think is very likely that we will be open. Most likely that we'll be open, that people will be floating those holidays.
And many businesses are open those days.
Yeah, exactly.
So, comments? We got a motion, right? We didn't get a motion on this? Okay, there's so many motions. Would anyone care to take a motion? Motion to approve floating holidays by Mark. Second? You good, Giovanni? Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Thank you, motion carried, and I think the only other item is 2026 goals.
Right, so looking to approve the same 2026 goals that were approved a short while ago in OCFC.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Linda. Second that motion.
Second.
Thank you, Lee. Other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. The motion on goals is approved. Anything else that I missed or needs to come before us tonight? Did I forget anything, ladies?
No, I just didn't catch who motioned the 2026 goals, the first motion.
I think it was Mark.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. I would entertain a motion to adjourn. By Doc. Oh, Doc, thank you. Second? Dean? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Have a good night. The time is 5:55 p.m.